Hello and welcome to the Music Professor channel. My name is Matthew King and I'm here with Loki and we're going to talk about Timothée Chalamet. In a recent Variety interview with Matthew McConaughey, Timothée Chalamet said some rather imprudent things about ballet and opera. Let's look and see what he said.
And I don't want to be working in ballet or opera or, things where it's like, hey, keep this thing alive, even though no one cares about this anymore. All respect to the ballet and opera people out there.
Yeah, it doesn't look good, does it? I know, because I do it on this channel, that this channel, I'm not scripted, I talk off the top of my head, so I appreciate that it's sometimes not easy to get it right when you're improvising, and I think that's part of the problem here. But the trouble is, Timothée Chalamet digs a bit of a hole to start with, and then he just keeps digging. And then each thing he says is slightly worse than the thing before. So the first thing he gets wrong is to start the whole discussion. Why does he say, I don't want to be in ballet or opera? It doesn't make any sense. He can't be in those genres because he doesn't have the skills and he doesn't have the years of experience. The many, many years of hard work and commitment and investment of time and energy and sheer discipline and talent to become proficient in either discipline. He doesn't have those things. He can't be an opera singer or a ballet dancer.
It's the suggestion that he had the talent and aptitude to pursue these Olympic level artistic fields in the first place. Timmy, I didn't realize you were a world-class dancer or opera singer who simply chose not to pursue it because acting's more popular.
The weird thing is that Timothée Chalamet's mum and his sister and his grandmother all have a background in dancing. I think his mum danced for a period in the New York City Ballet. And it's very odd because he's talked about this in another interview.
I used to run around backstage at the New York City Ballet where my sister was a young ballet dancer and my mother went as well.
So there's a younger Timothée Chalamet and frankly a rather more appealing Timothée Chalamet talking about when he was a kid. And the trouble is, I think in the intervening years, he's become a global superstar and a kind of brand.
I am the greatest!
And as a result, and this is a real problem, I feel sorry for him, in a way. A young person becomes an incredible success and a global superstar and is earning vast amounts of money, and none of these things are very good for you. He has this global exposure, people are hanging on his every word, and very, very quickly, especially when you're young, you don't have the maturity or the depth to be able to deal with the fame and the prestige and the vast amounts of money. And very quickly, your ego inflates, you start to become pompous and make these grandiose statements, sweeping judgments without really having any foundation to support them. And what the hell? There he is an actor, he ought to know that the last person you should be aiming shots at or picking on is fellow artists who've devoted their lives to vocations that are not lucrative, but they've devoted them to things they're really passionate about. I mean, ballet dancers, opera singers, they love their discipline. These are not rich people. They've followed a better path, if you like. They've followed the path to success, if they're lucky enough to be successful, simply out of their love for the discipline that they're engaged in. And they've been engaged in it for years and years. And that is surely something to admire, not to denigrate. So what the hell is he doing?
Why do you want to dance?
Why do you want to live?
The strange thing is, this isn't the first time he's made a silly, opinionated remark about opera. Here's another one on the Graham Norton show a few years ago.
I love movies, I love acting, I love going to movies. I was kind of getting scared when I was younger that maybe it was becoming like opera or something, like an outdated art form or something.
It just seems to me this is pretty immature. These are the kind of remarks that teenagers make about opera because they don't really know what they're talking about. They seem to be opinions that come out of ignorance. He doesn't really know what opera is. As far as he's concerned, it's just he thinks it's a dead art form. Well, it really isn't. I do hope that there are opera companies and ballet companies who will be sending Timothée Chalamet invitations to come and watch, because these are genres that you can go and see and have your mind blown and your attitude changed. Currently he's very young, he's handsome, he's charismatic, he's full of energy, but he needs to acquire some gravitas and some depth. And it wouldn't do him any harm to acquire those things by going to watch some operas and some ballets.
I don't know exactly why, but I must.
That's my answer too.
Now, the funny thing about Timothée Chalamet is that he is a genuine music lover. I even share some of his tastes. I mean, we both love popular music of the 1960s.
This is one of the greatest albums of all time. Another one that didn't really get a lot of love when it came out.
And we both love a little vocal group called the Kingston Trio, for example. I mean, who else loves the Kingston Trio? But apparently Timothée Chalamet and I do.
Kingston Trio, another great folk, great folk. From the time of Bob Dylan.
And he's a big Frank Ocean fan. I mean, that's terrific.
Very cool, man. Yep. Modern goat, modern Bob.
So given there's a real musicality there, he shouldn't have that much difficulty in attuning his ears to new forms of music. He can go and watch an opera and have his mind changed, and a ballet. So I hope that happens. Another thing that keeps coming up over and over again in the Matthew McConaughey interview is what a great disruptor Timothée Chalamet is. And, you know, that's fine. I can see that he can be seen as a sort of disruptive figure in popular culture. Funny thing is, he could learn a great deal from that great opera and ballet composer Igor Stravinsky, who perhaps is the great artistic disruptor in history. I mean, look at The Firebird, Petrushka and The Rite of Spring, three great ballets that he composed between 1909 and 1912. And in each one, he completely alters direction. So he's written one shocking and extraordinary and avant-garde thing, and then he writes something absolutely different, and something absolutely different again. And at the same time, every piece is some kind of masterpiece. I mean, maybe there are one or two exceptions, but essentially, masterpiece after masterpiece. Just to sum up this discussion, I think ultimately I feel disappointed, because Timothée Chalamet is someone that I respect, and I think he has the potential to be an artist, a figure of substance and depth. And I think these sorts of comments do him no favours at all. He really needs to have a rethink. Let's play a game. I've played it often in shorts on this channel where I contrast two things and then you can decide which goes in the bin. Two cultural objects. I'm a big fan of Marty Supreme, a sort of disruptive, crazy, insane piece. And Timothée Chalamet was very good in it. Let's put that film up against Stravinsky's Rite of Spring. Which goes in the bin. Thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe and press the little bell if you want notifications, and please consider donating to the channel, because we're only a little channel. We're not global superstars like Timothée Chalamet. We could really do with any donations that you'd be generous enough to give us. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting us.